Hello, my loves. For those of you who don't already know, I am Gypsy. Recently, I unboxed the Secrets of Ancestors Oracle here on my channel. So we're going to do a pick a card reading with this one today. Now, this deck is very much so similar to the tarot in the sense that it has all the major archetypes from the tarot. It's got kings, pages, knights, queens, and it also has like the major arcana as well. So I'm going to use it in an archetype style. So today's reading is going to be, who are you currently? What energy are you currently embodying? And what are you becoming? So without further ado, let's get into the pile selection. Before we begin, let me just give a little disclaimer. The frequency of the energy of these cards was very, very intense. So sit down, relax, and enjoy these readings. So I have 4 piles for you to choose from today. So take a big deep breath in for me and out, and ask your spirit guides, who is it that I currently am and who is it that I am becoming? Once you've made your pile selection, you can go to the description box where you will find the timestamp to the beginning of your reading. Enjoy. Hello to those of you who chose pile number 1. Let's get into it. Who are you? Who are you, pile number 1? So we have Mother God. Now this is one of the few cards that is not associated with the tarot. This is like, there's like some special cards in there, and you special pile number 1. Mother God. Let me just tune into the energy of this particular card. So I'm seeing like plants, herbs. So this to me is indicating to me a special connection to Mother Earth or Gaia or the natural world. There's also a lot of planets on these cards. So there's something about universal energies. Perhaps you are able to tap into alternate like dimensions or channel like it's showing me like people like Bashar and things like that channel otherworldly beings. So I feel like you have this ability, whether you're utilizing this ability now or not, but you're like a direct channel. You can speak to, now I'm seeing fairies, like fae, elementals. So you actually have the ability to channel these almost mystical otherworldly beings. So that's really cool. Awesome. Then we have the altar of air and clarity, which is information, receiving downloads. It is clarity, it is truth. So you have access. Damn, pile number 1, we're starting off heavy. Like you have some sort of like ability where you can channel higher realms of existence. You can channel truth from spaces that others can't, right? You may work with like specific guides and things like that, the same way that I do when I wrote my book Healing with the Stars. That's interesting. Then you have Mother of Water, which is the Queen of Cups. So the reason why you're able to do this is because you have this incredible emotional depth, right? You're able to connect intuitively, highly intuitive. You're able to hold space. And I'm hearing you're able to disassociate from your emotions, from your ego, right? And that's why you're able to channel these higher beings. Wow. Then we have the Martyr. This one says sacrifice and self-reflection. So that would be the Hanged Man. Interesting. And again, that's that energy of like completely putting yourself aside. So you may find yourself at this time doing things like channel writing, channeling in some sense, or you may be some sort of like creative or artist that can channel like in the creative space, or you're getting a lot of downloads, or you're saying things like you're somebody who will just say something that didn't come from you, and you'll be like, hey, where did that come from? Wow. So this is pretty exciting. Number 1, this is who you are. Who are you becoming? We haven't even got there yet. All right. What does this kind of person aspire to become? Show me, Mother God, please. Show me more about this energy. So because you are able to channel these higher beings and higher dimensions, you may feel like this reality, this world is somewhat of a struggle at times, right? It's exhausting to be around the lower vibrational energies because you're easily able to tap into higher dimensions. And you may feel a little bit lonely, like you don't have a lot of people that get you, that understand you, that resonate, that understand. So you may tend to isolate yourself a little bit, or you may just feel a little rejected by the world, or it's giving that energy of
I don't necessarily belong here. I don't feel as though I belong here. And if you are communicating with things on other planets and all sorts of spirits and forms of consciousness, that does make a lot of sense. Part number one, where it's like, I don't think I belong here on this earth. So we're going to clarify this clarity that you're receiving. Show me this for pile number one, please. So the messages that you are receiving is about conflict that is happening, right? Or certain things and challenges that are happening in the human world, or it may be messages that you're receiving in order to navigate the current conflicts that are happening around you. We've got the sun energy here coming out in the reverse. So there's a bit of a pessimism around you. This could be, I feel like this exists in your own energy, but it also exists in the energy of the collective or the people that you are reading for. So it's like you are chosen to receive certain downloads to bring people together, to have people working together, collaborating together, choosing to see the good in each other and disassociating from a certain level of conflict. Let me clarify this Mother of Water. Show me this Mother of Water energy. So you're getting a little bit of a warning right now, pile number one, in regards to your natural energy that is able to hold space for others, because you are always tapped into this kind of energy. Be mindful of making sure that you're not overexerting your energy to the collective or to whatever it is that you are channeling, and that you have great boundaries in place as it relates to this, because I can see an energy of like things that you didn't plan for. It's giving that kind of energy. I didn't necessarily plan for this, and this may be this gift this gift that you have in order to do this. You know, you might be just like a medium and communicating with the spirit world, but for some of you it kind of feels like you're channeling galactic beings and things like that. So certain things can happen that you didn't necessarily plan for. So you are being asked to stay safe in regards to these practices and learn different ways. If you can learn from other channelers, other psychic intuitives, or other like people in a group setting or whatever, because it's almost like you're delving into the unknown, right? So just make sure that you are protecting yourself. What can you tell pile number one more about this certain level of protection? Yeah, having boundaries in place. Sometimes you will connect to things that are of a lower vibration. And that makes sense. We do that when we're connecting to any kind of spirit realm, that just as there are higher vibrational energies, there are lower vibrational energies as well. And you're learning how to detach, right? So whatever that means for you, whether it is that you have started some spirit communication and you're learning to release any lower vibrational energies, if you're creating more boundaries within your mediumship, if you are working with higher dimensional beings, that you are able to appropriately end the connection and not just have them, like say you're going into trance or something like that, if you're, so that you're not just having them jumping in, right? Whatever it is that you're opening up to, you're in control of what it is that you're doing here, right? So you need to be really firm. Is the way that this is coming through. Like, I'm not available right now while I'm sleeping. I have other things to do today. I have to take a long drive. So if you are, like I'm seeing a drive, like somebody driving their car. So if I have a long drive planned for today, I'm certainly not open to be floating through dimensions and receiving these kind of downloads. I'm also seeing scripting or writing things down. So perhaps you want to do this at the end of your day, at night or whatever, and create certain boundaries with the spirits that you're communicating with, or whatever energies that it is that you are communicating with, just so that you can detach, right? Like you need detachment is the way that this is coming through to me. Then we have the martyr. You're sacrificing certain things in your life, right? That sort of comes part and parcel with channeling and things like that. Yes, you may be doing something that's incredibly beautiful for the collective, but at the same time, yeah, this is talking about rejecting certain energies. So rejecting energies that leave you feeling drained, that leave you feeling exhausted, that leave you feeling pessimistic, I just heard. Now that's interesting if you are channeling certain beings that are talking about conflict in regards to the collective and things like that. It's like, hey, something like this leaves me feeling drained. This doesn't feel like it's an equal exchange of energy. If you're in low energy, don't participate in these kind of activities and these kind of channeling activities. Allow yourself the energy that you need in order to like build your energy back up, because it's giving like we can ground our energy, but I feel like in this particular space, maybe grounding your energy, just regular grounding practices are not working, or they're not being quite so effective. So let's have a look. I'm interested to see who it is that you are becoming. Pole number 1. Sorry, I'm just getting a message, so just be mindful. If you are working with the spirit world, be mindful of being respectful. While you can create boundaries and you want the spirits to respect you, it's also important that we respect our ancestors, that we respect our connection, that we respect deities, that we respect anyone that we're working with in this kind of space, whether it be otherworldly beings or whatever it is that you are connecting to or receiving downloads from. You know, just thank the spirits for coming through to work with you, or these energies or frequencies that you are working with, and create a very respectful relationship, the same way as you would want a friend to respect your boundaries and you respect theirs. And it's, you know, this give and take relationship that you are building here. So let's see who it is that you are becoming, pole number 1. So we've got the Father of Air, so the King of Swords energy, and this one says leadership. We have the Patriarch, unapologetic. Then we have the Creature of Fire, which is the Knight of Wands, and Boo Boo the Fool, possibilities and potential. I'm actually hearing that. Is it Kendrick Lamar? I don't give a, I don't give a, I don't give a, I don't give a, I don't give a. Show me this. So you're becoming somebody who is very forceful, right, in your delivery. That's interesting, because I did say make sure you maintain that level of respect. I felt that that was important to say. So I feel like you are becoming this person who is in control in all aspects of working with these particular spirits or whatever it is that you are working with, right? You're gaining more control. Show me this Father of Air leadership energy. So we've got the Justice card and the King of Swords. So the King of Swords clarified by the King of Swords. So the King of Swords, in regards to the justice system, we think of this in regards to somebody who is like a police officer or somebody who is a judge. Now, this judges and police officers and things like that, they are the kind of people who they're very firm in the way that they control, like in the way that they need to lead, but at the same time, they're also doing an act of service for the community. So I'm seeing these parallels happening here between you are becoming somewhat of a judge, right? You have to make certain decisions, firm decisions, and you have to have incredible boundaries and play by the rules. Now, I feel like you're becoming this, but at the same time, you do want the best outcome. You do want people to heal. You do want people to stop engaging in conflict. And it's that same kind of energy. The same way as a police officer is there to do their job. And while they do want to serve and protect and help the community, they also, that like it's giving like riffraff for people who are, you know, breaking the rules or not necessarily obeying the rules, and they do sometimes have to become somewhat of an enforcer of the rules. So you're becoming this now, this person who can lead. Did I end up showing you these? Oh yeah, I did show these ones, didn't I? So then we have the Patriarch. This one says unapologetic. Yeah, I'm not naive. So I feel like you're going to be encountering, what I would refer to them as like trickster spirits, right? Or they can't necessarily harm you, but they're just like annoying or not following the rules or trying to see what it is that they can get away with. And you're learning to disassociate from these connections. I'm not going to work with you today. I'm not going to bring that spirit through. I'm not like this kind of thing. You know what I mean? Beautiful. Because you have to really be respectful of your own energy. We have the Six of Cups, the Star, and the Page of Swords. The Ten of Cups. So your whole goal here is to bring people together, is to create healing on this planet, is to reconnect. Like if you're doing mediumship with that Six of Cups, this is to reconnect people with people that they love and this kind of thing. And so if spirit is not having the same intention as what it is that you're doing, and you're finding that they're bringing through messages of fear, or they're trying to scare people and things like that, you're just saying, no, I'm not bringing that message through, or that's not what we're here for. I'm not the medium for you. I'm not the channel for you, this kind of thing. So it's like you're being very watchful and discerning, and you are enforcing your rules. You're being very direct and assertive in the way that you are communicating with spirit, right? Beautiful. Yeah, I'm in charge here. We've got the Six of Wands energy here, which is this incredible confidence of maybe you're doing something in the limelight. Maybe you're doing this on some sort of platform where you're channeling on a platform. Maybe you are receiving a lot of accolades or recognition for the incredible work that you are doing, but it's like you're achieving a lot of praise in this space. This is what you are becoming. You're becoming somebody who is getting a lot of attention for what it is that you are doing, or a lot of clientele, or a lot of people want to work with you. And so you have to be this way. You can't be completely draining of your energy. Beautiful. Then we have the creature of fire, which is that intense, like running toward it full force, right? I'm actually seeing, so say you're some sort of like, it's showing me like on stage. So you might be doing this on stage for some of you, like doing mediumship readings on stage or in some sort of event or something like that. This energy is giving me the energy of, sometimes when you see psychic mediums and things like that, and they come in and they got a lot of fire and they got a lot of they have the rules and things like that they go by, but at the same time they just bring a lot of energy. I feel like this is who you are becoming, and you need to be this because you're going to have to contain a lot of energy in whatever it is that you're connecting to and whatever it is that you're channeling. So don't worry about being too much. I feel like, so I'm actually seeing now somebody walking out on the stage, and they're walking to all four corners of the stage. Like, this is the way that they're showing it to me. So it's like when you step out in the limelight and you step into this role and you step into this level of being, you own that space and you own the entire stage. Like, this is my space and I'm going to take up all of it. So there's this energy of you taking up more space in this arena. I just heard. Yeah, the sun energy there. So we have the Queen of Wands energy, and she's coming out in the reverse. So I feel like there's a bit of drama in what it is that you're doing. Now, I'm not necessarily all the way understanding what this is, but it's like, it's giving performance energy, like you're becoming a person, like I said, that owns the entire stage, that owns, if you're doing it online on a platform, you own your platform, you show up, you do things that are a little bit extra. You're completely owning who it is that you are, and so you're manifesting firm boundaries in regards to not just the spirits that you're working with, but also clients or the recipient of the message as well, where it's like, it's kind of coming across like temperamental. The way that this energy comes across, like, it's like, and that was that energy of the song that I initially received, where it's like, I don't give a. So if somebody's like saying, they're trying to push past your boundaries, you're like, I don't give a. That's my boundaries, and we're not going to cross that line, and this is the way that I work, and this is the way that I do things, and you're going to play by my rules, or you're not going to have the connection that I'm bringing through. If you want to utilize my energy and my gift, you must play by my rules. It's giving that. So however that's playing out for you, it's giving the energy of like, if they didn't know this already, they will learn. So it's like, the teacher that will certainly pull you up if you're doing something wrong. Like, it's giving that kind of energy. And maybe you are teaching as well. Maybe you have like a certain community that you're teaching, and you're noticing that they're doing things wrong in regards to this. It's like you don't necessarily care who you upset in this space. It's giving like rejecting connections as well. Again, like I said, so it's like, you might be breaking up with students, you might be breaking up with clients, you might be breaking up with, just whatever doesn't feel aligned or is not playing by your rules, It's like, I'm respectful of spirit, but spirit also has to respect me. My clients also have to respect me. The audience, if I'm at this show, needs to be respectful of the craft that I am doing. Or like, I do see a lot of people doing this kind of thing on TikTok, where they're creating they're doing mediumship readings and things like that, and they get a little sassy, right? And I feel like you're becoming this. Yeah, because you are the Hierophant, you are the channel, you are the one that is connected to the wisdom, you are the one receiving all the downloads, you are the one who is becoming an embodiment or a channel for the spirit world. You're the in-between. Without you, this message cannot be received by the other person. And so people need to be respectful of that. And that's what you're owning during this time. And it may seem selfish. It may seem like, so you might come up against some haters, right? It's giving very disciplined. You're becoming a very disciplined reader, a very disciplined channel, a very disciplined medium, however this looks. Then we have the full energy, which says possibilities and potential. So show me this, please. And that's interesting because you're previously this Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is somebody who exhausts herself doing this kind of work because she is giving so much of her energy. Show me this Boo Boo the Fool energy. So this is so specific, right? So we've got the Five of Cups energy, which would indicate grief, sadness, loss, pain, which is giving me that kind of mourning or the kind of energy of mediumship and making spirit connections and bringing through messages of love and dealing with people who are in a space of grief. Then we've got the Temperance energy in reverse. Now this can indicate some sort of disruptive energy. So I hope you know what it is that I'm talking about here. And it's weakening you, or the connection is weak, or you don't feel like it's right, or there's something about it that is feeling misaligned, right? With this Strength card, it's like, I don't necessarily feel like this particular spirit, this particular person that I'm channeling has my best intentions and is aligned with what it is that I'm doing. So then I've got the Eight of Cups energy, which is like, I'm quickly moving on. So whatever that looks like, if it's like, I'm quickly moving on from working with this particular spirit, deity, I'm quickly moving on from this particular connection, and I'm going to go on to the next one and the next person. It's giving something like that, but it's very much, this was like really not what I was expecting. All right. Let's get some final advice here for my pile number ones. Let's get some final advice for pile number ones, please. In regards to this message. So we have self-sufficient. So you're becoming somebody that is nurturing, that is healing. And that was that initial mother god. Like I've been chosen for this. I have a special ability. I have like, it's deeper than that. I'm able to connect with elementals, fairies, nature. I can speak to plants. I can speak, and you're like, I can do things that other people cannot do. I am somebody who provides this incredible connection to the collective or to people, to support families, to help people to move on through grief. Like this is a big, big role. Then you have intelligence. This one says, your hard work is paying off. People around you will help. You are using useful information. You're incredibly useful. You are obtaining information, whether it be from like space or wherever it is that you're getting it from. You're a good ally for the people. And people need to respect that, is the way that this is going through. This one says you need to be watchful and discerning and advocate for yourself. And I feel like that's what you're doing. You are like, I need to respect my own energy, my own frequency, and what it is that I'm connecting to. And if something doesn't feel right, I'm not going to engage with that spirit. Just because I am an open channel doesn't mean that I'm an open channel for absolutely anything or anyone to come through. Or if I feel as though something is misaligned, I will quickly disconnect that connection, right? Then we have low class. This one says, you're ready to fight and confrontational. That's interesting because I feel like this is both you and whatever it is that you're connecting to. If there is like a confrontational spirit or somebody that wants to consistently talk about negative things, or it's like they're engaging in this warfare or whatever, and they're instilling messages of fear, you can go, hey, that's not aligned with me. I'm not going to pass on that message. That's not what I do here. That's not why I'm here. I'm here for the specific purpose of healing others, or whatever it is that you're doing here. Then you have Revelations, and this one actually says you are clearing the way for stronger connections. And that's so interesting because I previously touched on that. Now, this one where I said quickly moving on from that connection, this feels disruptive. I'm quickly moving on and working with some other deity, some other energy, some other frequency, some other alien, or whatever it is. I don't like this, and so I can quickly move on from this connection. Or if I'm doing a reading for a group of people on stage or whatever, and something doesn't feel right, I will just quickly move on to the next person. While I do have a responsibility as this channel, as this medium, I make my own rules and I make my own boundaries, and there's certain things that make me feel uncomfortable and that I don't necessarily want to engage in. Thank you, on to the next. Like, it's giving that kind of energy. This was a weird specific energy. So this one also says you will cause any necessary upheaval. Yeah, so I feel like these spirits or whatever it is that you're working with, they met their match here, right? Because you are becoming somebody who is incredibly firm in your boundaries when working with spirit in future. Thank you so much. Let me know if this reading resonated with you. You can leave me a comment, or if you'd like to book a personalized reading with me, link is in the description box. Much love. Hello, my beautiful pile number twos. Let's have a look at who you currently are. Who am I working with here? Who's pile number twos? And then what is it that you are becoming, or who is it that you are becoming? So first of all, in who it is that you are, we have a creature of water, creative expression. And this one is the Knight of Cups, right, from the tarot. Then we have the Matriarch, nurture the harvest. Beautiful. So that would be the Empress energy, right? Let me double check that. Oh, it's number 3. So yeah, that would be the Empress. Then we have the Chieftress, strength tested, which would be the Strength card, right? So you're facing challenges right now in regards to who it is that you currently are, and you are finding your strength. Let's have a look. Show me this creature of water energy, this Knight of Cups energy. Now, this is somebody who wears their heart on their sleeve. They're very compassionate, as well as you having that Matriarch energy there. This is the nurturer. This is somebody who understands true divine love and that leads with love. As you can see here, she's nurturing this beautiful child, holding space for others, extending love and compassion toward others. And sometimes when we are this way, we are tested. We are tested with people that are, let's just say, difficult to love. Show me this creature of water, please. Show me this creature of water energy for my beautiful pile number twos. So we have the Four of Wands energy in the reverse. So this is somebody that brings love into spaces where there is conflict, where there is arguments, where people are not getting along. You may be somebody who everyone comes to for like relationship advice, or what do I do in this situation? Things are falling apart. We are not getting along. It's like where there's instability, you are the person that people come to in order to bring love into a situation. So that's actually a beautiful energy, but it is a very big responsibility, right? So you give people alternate perspectives, you give them new options. Okay, so you show people their other options as well, but you don't necessarily go into the conflict of what it is that's happening, but you're like, hey, you can focus on this conflict, or you can see the opportunity for growth and where it is that you can grow. So this might be some sort of role that you are involved in regards to, you might be like a relationship counselor, you might be somebody who helps other people navigate overcoming tumultuous relationships and things like that, or you may be somebody who helps people to create something after it, like growing up in an unstable environment. You might be somebody that helps people exit toxic relationships and create new stability and wealth for themselves, things like that, right? Then we have the Matriarch. Show me this Matriarch energy. So we've got the King of Swords energy there, Nine of Swords. So yeah, so you help people when they're at their lowest, right? However you do that, you could do that by just being the kind neighbor that is like, hey, what's happening? Don't worry, take a load off. I'm going to pop the kettle on. Like, you might be this kind of person, or you might be this kind of person that helps people to release or heal after they've been through some sort of manipulation, when they've dealt with narcissistic people, this kind of thing, or experiences. It's like you help people to, I just heard, get better sleep. So for somebody, this might be incredibly specific, but you might be working with the dream state or sleeping or something like that, because it's like, I just got a download about this, you help people sleep better, whatever that is. But you help people to overcome the state of survival by offering a safe space for them to land and nurturing them through the roughest times, right? You might be somebody who does take in people's children, right? You might be like, hey, you feel like it looks like you need a break from everything that's going on around you. I will have your children for the night, right? It's that kind of energy where it's like, let me help. How can I help? This is very much giving me the energy of it takes a village of support to help people, and this is who it is that you are naturally. It's in your natural energy. You help people when they're down on themselves, when they're feeling inadequate, when they're feeling like they can't, they're not at their full strength. This could also be in regards to physical health as well. So you might work in the healthcare field, things like that, where it's like, you're not at your strongest right now. How can I help support you during this time? How can I help rebuild you so that you can create more for yourself? It's a beautiful, beautiful energy, pile number 2. Then we have the strength energy here, which is interesting because I've got the strength in reverse, clarifying. So you're meeting people at their weakest time and you are the strength for others, right? You are showing it like, I'll step in and I will show you how to regain your strength by demonstrating it. So you have the 7 of Wands energy there. So you are somebody who is very much has a backbone. You understand how to protect yourself. You defend others, right? You might be an advocate for people who are disadvantaged in some way. You're very protective of other people and you teach them how to protect themselves. So that is absolutely beautiful energy. Is there anything else here? But you do it by showing people how to create more for themselves, how to make good decisions, how to overcome adversity. For some of you, I'm also getting, you may come into their home. For some of you, this could be like people that you work with that are in disability, like people with disabilities or whatever, people who are in recovery from things. Yeah, it's like, how can I support you? Or if you're not supporting them, how can I help you find the right supports that you need at this time? This is beautiful. Beautiful. Part number 2. I love this for you. Then we have who you are becoming. Mother God. Wow. That's a huge energy. That doesn't correlate to any tarot card. This is like one of the special cards in this deck. Is like, so you've got the shaman as well. I think that's a special one too. Hang on a minute. The shaman, oh no, the shaman's 5, so that would be like probably the Hierophant, right? Let me check. Yeah, the Hierophant, and then we have Mother of Earth, which is that Queen of Pentacles energy that you previously had. Okay, so you're maintaining this energy of, I'm giving you practical solutions, I'm giving you a safe space to land. Show me this Mother God, please. I'm just hearing I'm just hearing that you are somebody that teaches people to believe in miracles, to believe that they can overcome their challenges. You're like the earth angel is the way that this is coming through. This is who you are becoming, but I feel like this is already an aspect of who it is that you already are. So let me see what's changing here in you becoming this Mother God. So you're creating work out of this, right? You are. So I feel like this is somebody who you are very naturally become. It's a natural skill to you. So who you are becoming is somebody that works in this area. Sorry, was interrupted there. So this is like you are developing this as an area of expertise. So you are becoming an expert in your field. So if this is something that you have dabbled in, if you have worked in for a while, this would give me the energy of mastering that craft, of helping, supporting, healing. This could indicate you becoming a manager of some sort in a particular role, or it could be that you are now monetizing your role or making money from it, but you're using your natural skills, talents, and abilities to create something for yourself and build more stability, right? For a lot of you, I feel like I'm seeing like walking sticks, walking aids, this kind of thing. So again, you might be working with people who are, who need ability aids and things like that to make them walk and things like that. People who are in rehabilitation, people who have disabilities, that kind of thing, or people who are weakened again. So that's still going to continue on. So you also may be helping people in regards to grief and disappointment. So you're taking on a more nurturing role in the fact that you are able to easily read people. So it seems like this is a natural skill and ability that you have in order to connect with people, support people, nurture people, love people. However, your gifts are developing in regards to being able to read people's emotions and meet people where they are in regards to their grief, or people who are feeling abandoned. So it actually feels like you are taking on more of like a counselor type role with people than what you're currently in. So this is who you are becoming. Then we have the shaman. Show me the shaman, please. Yes, like there's an intuitive aspect to it now, right? That you are developing. Yeah, there's an intuitive part. So what is actually changing here is that you're hearing less of what's going on and feeling more of what's going on. So however you're adding that into your role, it's like you're developing your intuition so that you can align better. It's like the shaman knows things, right? The shaman is connected to the subtle frequencies and energies of the earth in order to heal. So you are still healing in this way, but there's an intuitive aspect as well. So I'm hoping that that's making sense. It's giving the energy of like being able to see things that other people can't see. So whether you're developing your psychic abilities so you're able to identify certain things. I know that I knew a nurse and she was actually very psychic, and she was able to pick up on things and alert the doctors to things that were going on in regards to the body and healing, like, and things like that. It was really bizarre. So it might be something like that, or you're able to communicate with people who are non-verbal, telepathically. It's like some special gifts that you have in regards to psychic abilities, or able to use your intuition, is helping you in the role that you're in. And that's going to be developing further. And it might seem a little bit out of the box. It might be some sort of like healing that is outside of the norm of what we would expect in Western style healing and practices. It might be, yeah, different healing modalities and things like that that you are bringing in. You might be some sort of like medical medium or whatever those people do, where they can see things in the aura, holes in the aura and things like. It's like, it's very interesting. It's like you can assess. So they're showing me another person that I know that I am in a psychic circle with, and this person can like look at your eyes and like just, I think there's some sort of science to it, right? But can look into your eyes and see all different sorts of conditions and things like that based upon just looking into your eyes and the different specks in the eyes or whatever. I don't really know how it works, but it is a science, and it's also intuitive as well, right? It's a really beautiful thing to overcome certain challenges and improve health and things like that. It's giving people hope. It's like you're improving people's health, but you're also helping them to make changes in order to avoid disaster or avoid like tower moments. Like you're picking things up before other people have a chance to pick it up in people's behavior, in people's what it is that they need. It's like you just have this intuitive knowing of knowing what people need. Whereas now you might be in the energy of like, I'm going to ask this person what it is that they need. Can I help you with anything? It's the psychic side of it is developing to where you will just know. You will know this person needs my help, and yeah, that kind of energy. So then we have the Mother Earth, which again is that Queen of Pentacles energy. So you're still offering that safe space. You're still giving people practical solutions. You're still very nurturing, very warm. You might be offering food to people as well, like helping them in regards to their diet, depending on the role that you have. Yeah, so you're showing people how to make small changes, and that could be in a lot of things. Again, with the strength training, it could be helping people to overcome learning difficulties, whatever it is that you help with, helping people to restore their relationships, to find love again, to open up. It's like there's a lot of things that come under this umbrella, but it is leading others to the 10 of Cups. It's like we love and support each other, and we show you how to do it. We give you all the supports that it is that you need, so that then you can go and support your family in the same way. This is actually beautiful, beautiful energy. So let's see. Let me go into final advice here for pile number 2. Show me final advice. Oh. So you have guidance, which is your energy. You are connecting to the divine, and you have opportunities for spiritual growth and introspection. Yeah, so that's what I said about your spiritual gifts are growing. You still have the same natural talents. However, you're adding in different spiritual aspects. You are becoming, this one says, an emotional healer, therapist, counselor, writer, musician. Yeah, it's like you're aligning with this way of being. And if you're not already making money from this, it's becoming something that you can create wealth from, right? It's not just a natural gift, but maybe you are somebody who's just very helpful or loves children and you're going into childcare, or you are going into healthcare or whatever. It's like shifting and changing that. Now we have, this card says choices. So this is about graduate again. So it might be a further form of study that you are doing as well. And this one says legal issues with career stagnation, or restrictions, or ethical dilemmas. Yeah, I feel like whatever it is that you're going into, it's something that's outside the norm, or it might go against normal health practices and things like that. Do you know what I mean? Where it's like, it's a little out there. It's a little, people don't necessarily agree with all like these shamanistic practices and things like that, or they may not believe you that you can intuit certain messages from people that you are working with, and they might not take you very seriously. But I don't think it matters, because you're aligning with purpose, right? And other people may say, oh, you shouldn't be taking money for what it is that you're doing, but it doesn't necessarily matter what these people think. You're doing this because you are guided to heal people in this way, and likewise you are being guided by spirit to be this healer, and then you are guiding others to heal others around them in the way that they have been healed. Because if these people that you're working with have families and things like that, they need to be in a good, healthy space in order to nurture and care for those people. So it's not just what it is that you're doing with these specific people that you're working with, but it's also rippling out, right? It's rippling out. So you're healing the world in a sense, right? Thank you so much. Pile number 2, if this reading resonated with you, leave me a comment in the comment section. And if you'd like to book a personalized reading with me, link is in the description box. Hello, my beautiful pile number 3s. Let's have a look. Who are you? Who we're dealing with here? Let's have a peek into your energy. So first of all, who are you? We have the unknown enigma. That's interesting. Then we have the huntress and soul awakening. Then the mother of water, emotional self-care. Beautiful. Let's go further into this unknown energy. This is like a special card that is part of this deck. Then we've got the judgment card. This is giving finding your soul path, right? It's like you are on the journey of a soul awakening, finding out who it is that you are, or you're being called at this time toward a specific role. However, the details are unknown, so you don't necessarily know all of what is involved here, but you're just feeling like more connected, more pulled toward a specific path, but you don't have all the details. Show me this unknown energy, please, for pile number 3. This one's coming out sideways. So we've got the 5 of Wands coming out sideways. So you're moving from a space of competing with others. So you may have been somebody who was working in a competitive field, who grew up in a competitive family, there's a lot of clashes of egos in what it is that you do. Or you may be finding that during this time and thinking, is this really for me? I don't know if I belong here, right? Show me this energy. So you might be, again, working in a very competitive niche or competitive environment. Yeah, we'll have the 9 of Swords energy here, indicating that you might feel a little stressed in this space. You may be somebody, I don't diagnose people, but I'm receiving this, so I'm going to say it. You may be somebody who becomes overstimulated in a specific space as well, because I'm getting the energy of like, can't do loud noises. You might be like on some sort of spectrum, or again, I'm not diagnosing you, or you might be somebody who deals with like anxiety disorder or neurodivergence and things like that. So it's like finding the space where I belong. Show me this Knight of Swords energy. So this is giving like a rebel style energy in your energy. It's like you don't follow the norm, you don't follow the rules. And it may have been this way since you were a child, since schooling, where you just did things a little differently, you learned a little bit differently, or you didn't necessarily fit in, or you just had an issue with following rules. This kind of thing. Then we have the Huntress energy, which is that Judgment card, that soul awakening. Show me this card, please. This is interesting. So you're somebody that I just heard like collects lost souls. You're a collector. You're able to recognize people who have had learning disabilities or have struggled to find their space in society, or that struggle with, you know, certain aspects of themselves. You've got like a special gift for identifying people who like don't process information the same way that the rest of the collective do. Something like that. Somebody that don't fit, like people that don't fit in the specific box. I'm seeing like tests, exams, and things like that. Like people who, like when tested, test in a different way is the way that this is coming through to me. They skip things or they miss things, or it could be that you work with people who are like, what's the word? Dyslexic, or, you know, like this kind of thing. They can't be put into traditional systems is the way that it's coming through to me. And I hope that's making sense to you. Or they can be put into traditional systems, such as traditional schooling systems, but they don't thrive in these spaces. Now, you've got some sort of like soul calling that's happening here, because what actually happened is that you didn't know, because I feel like part of you didn't know where you fit. And that's what the unknown is. You're the enigma, right? You're the exception to the rule, is the way that it's coming through to me. You are the exception to the rule, and so you're able to recognize that we need spaces for people like this, for people like you, for people who have faced similar struggles. For someone, I just got speech therapist, like a speech therapist, somebody who deals with impediments and things like that. It's something that people would see as like setbacks in others, but you don't. You work with people to find support systems or circles, or it could even be that you work with certain, so it's giving like minority groups, right? You work with minority groups. You're able to understand, like for example, like my sister, she works in a school which is a special school for people who don't thrive in normal style education. You know, it's giving that to me. Interesting. So that was interesting. Then we have the Mother of Water, right, which is somebody who holds space for others, who allows people the time that they need in order to unravel their thoughts. Somebody who doesn't interrupt, somebody who doesn't judge, somebody who, yeah, show me this energy, please. Mother of Water. Show me this Mother of Water. So this is giving the energy of somebody who doesn't say no. No, you can't do that. No, that's not for you. No, you don't fit in this box. No, you can't have access to this. It's something like that. Whether it's that they can't access certain things because they don't have like the way this is coming through is like they can't regulate their emotions in the same way as a normal person, but you don't see them as abnormal, right? The way that other people would judge them for being abnormal. You allow them a safe space to express their emotions. You might work with people who are facing like addiction and things like that. You know, they can't process information in the right way. You may have overcome addiction, or it's like people who have fluctuating emotional states, whether that's because they have some sort of diagnosis or they're undiagnosed or whatever. You're like, I accept these kind of people, whether you're doing that in regards to your work or if it's just a special ability that you have in order to assess things like this and to say, hey, this person needs some extra help in this area. It's like that. Show me more about this, please. It's giving like tutoring energy as well. It's like you help them go over things. You help them relearn things. You help them revisit certain emotions that they have or whatever. You allow them the space in order to unravel. You're not afraid of conflict either in this space. So however that looks, You're incredibly patient. You have the Seven of Pentacles energy here. I'm patient when it comes to this. You might be like a school teacher or something, because I feel like if you're a teacher, then you deal with these kind of students all the time, right? And it requires a certain level of patience. All right, let's see what it is that you're becoming, right? Let's see what you are becoming, pile number 3. So we have the Star, which is allowing people the ability to shine the different aspects of themselves, right? Beautiful. We have Mother God, miracles in motion. And the Loner, isolation and introspection. Beautiful. So show me more about these energies. Please, Spirit, show me this Star energy for pile number 3. In who pile 3 is becoming. So you're becoming somebody. I feel like the people that you're dealing with are like reactive, or like there's something about them not being able to. Show me more about these people. Show me more about these people that you're dealing with. So there's conflict in this space, right? People who are reactive. You're helping people overcome this, or you're not afraid of people who are like this. Like, people might back away. And I know with certain diagnoses and things like that, some people become like they just can't regulate their emotions, so they're like a little bit crash out energy kind of thing. But it's like, you're not afraid of this. It could even be like criminals or something that you're dealing with, you know? People that don't fit into society, or that people don't put into a particular box, like they got more going on. It's like something like that. Now you are coming through as the King of Pentacles, so you are somebody who is incredibly loyal, non-judgmental. You're somebody who leads these people to create more stability in their lives, however that looks. Maybe you're implementing new strategies in order for them to deal with the hindrances that they've had. Maybe you're helping them to revisit their past. Maybe you are helping them. It's like you're a protector of them, right? You're a safe space for these people with that Queen of Cups energy, and then the King of Pentacles. They can trust you, that you're not going anywhere, that you're not going to leave them. Again, there's a lot of conflict in this space. You might be working with people with mental health disorders, right? Moving into a mental health space. You are, again, substance abuse, things like this. You might be working in the prison system, but it's like you're somebody who is able to deal well in these spaces, and you think quick on your feet. You're assertive without being aggressive. Interesting. So then we have Mother God energy. Show me this energy, please. It could be that you were dealing with people from like, they grew up in foster care, right? So they've been taught, or they've been in the juvenile prison system, or things like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it's like they don't react in what we would consider a normal way. You can deal with people in these spaces. You can get through to people as well. It's in the way that you communicate. You're raising these people up. I'm hearing the song, you raise me up so I can stand on mountains. It's something to do with the words that you speak over people. It's giving me the energy of, I've seen certain people who have overcome a lot of adversity, and they've grown up in like, say somebody who has grown up in like marginalized communities, and they've made something of themselves, and say there's like a high level of people who went to prison, and like, this is just an example. There's a high level of a certain community that is imprisoned and things like that. This person comes in and says, hey, there are opportunities available for you, and here's how we overcome them. You might be working with like reckless teens, or you know what I mean? Like, it's giving that kind of energy where it's like, and this could just be somebody that you're working with in your personal life. It could be that you're taking in a troubled teenager or something like that, you know? It's like you're the calm in their storm. Beautiful. You're incredibly patient with these people that other people don't necessarily want to work with. So I hope that's making sense. You calm them down from turbulent situations into more calm. It's like, so there might be a certain level of calming people down in this role. You're that nurturing mother type energy. people who maybe have clouded judgment. So whatever that means, their judgment is clouded, and that's either because of the way that their brain works, that they can't regulate their emotions, that they see red, or that they've grown up in an environment that was, or they're affected by substances or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like you create clarity for people, and that's what you're becoming. People who can't think clearly for themselves. You're like the voice of reason. Then we have the loner. Show me this loner energy for pile number 3. Temperance. So you're bringing balance. 5 of Pentacles energy. So this is people that have been isolated, who have faced adversity because of the way that they've grown up. They're in marginalized communities, whatever. I'm really drawn to the imagery in all these cards, the different diverse backgrounds that we have here. You're granting people freedom as well. For some of you, you're actually helping people to embrace certain cultures or cultural backgrounds that they come from as well. I'm actually drawn to this card, which is in a completely other deck. So this one says, so you're working with people with either addictions such as gambling, alcoholism, or drugs. So there's a fly in here. Sorry about that. That's really driving me mental, but that's Australian summer for you. People with an inability to create and maintain a certain level of stability, people with self-destructive behaviors, people lacking moral structure, and people in a constant state of survival. So it's like because of the way that they've grown up or experienced, or perhaps they've come from other countries where things are different, or they're just, there's a reason for this, right? You might be providing certain supports for these people. You might be helping to find work for these people, or you're helping people to become a master of their own emotions, to work through their limitations. You might be creating employment opportunities for people who have been incarcerated, things like that. Like it's giving that kind of energy. You're helping people to make better financial decisions if they are people who struggle with gambling, addiction, things like that. It's like you're helping people to avert disaster when they feel like that's what their life is going to become. Like, I grew up in this environment and this is the way that things go, or you know what I mean? Like you're like, that doesn't have to be your story. That doesn't have to be your story. I can support you in overcoming these specific challenges. And it might be because you have overcome these specific challenges yourself. You're being the example of somebody who can be incredibly stable for these people. Beautiful. It's like you're saying no. You're teaching people to say no to the old story. I can't do this because I have learning disabilities. I can't do this because I grew up in this area. I can't do this. It's like you're an advocate for these type of people that don't fit into a box of what's appropriate. Do you know what I mean? All right, let me see if I can get these some final advice for you. People who have been neglected by either society or whatever. Show me advice. You are somebody who works in the shadows, right? So you're becoming somebody who's not afraid to go into darkness. Because what you've actually got here in your energy is wicked, right? People who are morally corrupt, deceptively cunning, darkly motivated, vindictive, devious, evil-minded, clout chaser, and people with not good intentions. So it's like, well, people think this about these kind of people. Show me more about the role. Show me more about the role. Yeah, so you're giving people a second chance, like a do-over, right? So in regards to if you're working with court systems and things like that, right? It's like you give people a second chance at life. Okay, you made some mistakes. Okay, like this didn't work out for you, but that doesn't mean it's over for you, right? Again, you might be working in the legal field, because this one says getting people good outcomes to fix past errors, legal issues are resolved. So you might be like an advocate for these kind of people. It doesn't have to be that way. So you're helping people to stop investing in things that are wasting their time and reconsider their choices. You're helping people to reassess their goals and what it is that they're working towards. So if they don't necessarily fit in a specific box, you're like, hey, you don't actually fit in this box anyway. So stop trying to reach this certain level or standard of what is required of you in this box. You're in a different box. We're not even going to put you in a box. We're just going to treat you by where it is that you are and help you expand and grow. This is like a beautiful, like you're working with people that other people don't feel like they would want to work with. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a special role that you have, a special gift, a special talent of being completely non-judgmental to people who have been through some ish, right? Who have faced adversity and challenges, and this is absolutely beautiful. If this reading resonated with you, leave me a comment in the comments section, or if you'd like to book a personalized reading with me, link is in the description box. Much love. Hello to those of you who chose pile number 4. Now, I've just drawn your cards. I had a quick look and I'm like, who you're becoming? Who are you becoming? Let's just go into who you are first. But when I look at who you're becoming, it's a little scary. Number 4. Okay, so let's go into who you currently are. So the first energy that we have here is the star. Now the star is the healer. This is somebody who brings healing into a situation. You have that natural charismatic energy that people are drawn to, and you probably get a lot of attention or draw a lot of attention wherever it is that you go. Pile number 4. So you help people who are going in the wrong direction. However you do, you could be so many things. You might be like a traffic controller. Or you might be just somebody who shines a light on a different path, a different way of being. You're going the wrong way is the way that this is coming through to me. So you're somebody who shows people the way, the star in the sky. It's giving like, follow this star and it will lead you in the right direction. So you're some sort of guide. But I can see who you're becoming is somebody who does that. The way you go about doing it might be a little jarring for people. All right, before we get to that, then you have the altar of water, which is the Ace of Cups. So this comes from a good place. It comes from an incredibly loving and compassionate space. This also indicates new beginnings in love as well. You're cracking people wide open. As I'm saying, this is where the heart chakra is. It's like you're like, the way you do this is very intense. So I'm interested to know what role you currently play, or if you just do this naturally and this isn't actually something that you do for work right now. Okay, so we've got the Ace of Pentacles in reverse and that 8 of Pentacles, which was interesting because I said, are you currently doing this for work? And I feel like maybe you're considering it, right? Maybe you haven't really found a way to monetize this kind of gift or align it as a purpose. I feel like maybe you should. There's potential for you to make money from this particular way of doing things. However, it's like, it might make you unpopular. We'll get to that. I want to keep going into this future, and I feel like that's the energy. I feel like you're forcing, like there's something in this energy that like you force people to crack wide open, however you're doing that. So you're incredibly talented at this. This is like an energy of like, it's forcing someone to crack wide open. So if I'm comparing it to like, say you're forcing someone into spiritual awakening, like by having them drink ayahuasca or something like that. It's like, it forces people to go into spaces that they didn't necessarily ask for, or maybe they did, but it's like, you just apply a certain amount of pressure in a space that they just go poof, and they're a whole different way of being. Then we have the Root of Water, which is interesting. I think that's the Page of Cups, right? So there's a playfulness in your energy about doing this. It's also, this card says highly sensitive. Show me this energy, please. The Sun energy. So whatever you do in regards to like awakening people, shaking people, guiding people, it's jarring to where it's like, that's not the way. You can go this way. And then it's like, when after people work with you or are in your presence, they're a whole new version of self. It's as if they've been reborn in a sense. I'm really intrigued by your energy. Pile number 4, very intrigued. It's almost like you're some kind of healer that just like, if you put hands on people, they just feel like a whole new version of self, or you're taking people into the depths of like, I don't even know what this would be like. It's like, maybe you're doing like past life regression journeys or things like that. It's like they have a session with you, and then after they come out, they're on a whole new path, a whole new trajectory of self. Then we have explore, root of air. Show me this explore energy. You're creating curiosity, right? You're encouraging people to explore the parts of themselves that aren't working. It's like you're shattering the ego, but you're doing it in a way that's like, that's not working for you. You're kind of forceful, but it's creating a manifestation, or it's creating space for people to be able to manifest in a different way. So you might be somebody, I'm more interested, like, let me go a little deeper into yours. Pile number 4, because what exactly are you doing? Yeah, it's like, okay, so you might be, you've got the fortune teller card here. So you might be, yeah, you can see patterns, you can predict future events. But it's like, you might not be doing this in the style that I'm doing it, right? But it's like, you might be somebody who's like, you point out the patterns to other people. This is exactly where it is that you're going to go if you don't change this certain behavior. It's like jarring the way that you're doing it though. You read people easily and you call something out like you are going the wrong way. It's the way that you do it though. It's like, it's not gentle at all, is the energy. And then you have joy. So life improvement. You create prosperity and abundance for others, and you encourage them to pursue their goals and success. But it's a forceful way of doing it. So if you're thinking about like self-help, self-development, things like that, it's like, this will never get you anywhere. This is what you need to be. It's like that there's a forceful energy about you, and people are loving it, right? Because after a session with you or being in your presence, they are feeling reborn, is the only way that I can describe this energy. It's like people might come to you in a low frequency or whatever, and it's like something that you do, like whether you put hands on them or whatever. I don't know how you're healing these people, but it's like, but you're pointing out negative things that they are heading towards, so that it sort of like shocks them out of it. Like, oh yeah, that's awful. I can't have that happening. I don't want that for myself. And it's incredibly like, so you're doing it in a King of Cups manner. So you're emotionally supportive whilst you're doing it. So it's an important part of the role as well. I really want to know how you're doing this, right? You are taking off the blindfold of things that people can't see, but you're doing it in a loving, supportive, compassionate manner, but not necessarily in a sensitive manner. You're like, so if you're like, this is where you're headed, that's going to lead to disaster. However, I'm here to guide you and support you through this process. You can hold my hand the entire way. I'll show you how we got away from that, right? You might be pointing out things like how people are sabotaging themselves and their own behaviors. You're helping them to create something different. Empress energy. And you're making them feel part of something, part of a team. Like, I'm going to join forces with you, so it's fine. I'm going to guide you through this. I'm going to work with you on this. I'm going to create a stable environment, community, or something like that that can support you through this as well. It's giving that. Interesting. All right, so let's go into who you are becoming. And it was when I looked at who you are becoming, I was like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So you already do this naturally. Okay, so first up we have the unknown, the enigma. I'm actually really drawn to the fact that they're pouring like things over this person's eyes. So that might be relevant to what it is that you do. It's like something about, so if you were to pour, like, this looks syrupy. If you were to pour like syrup in someone's eyes, it would make their vision distorted. So you might be like clearing people's distorted vision. Show me this, please. Show me this energy. Queen of Cups. Again, incredibly compassionate, incredibly warm. I'm hearing ceremonies. You might hold some type of ceremony as well, whatever that looks like. You're also coming through as the King of Wands. So you are somebody who leads people. This one actually says vision, this card. You're helping people to see things differently. Again, it's giving like that ayahuasca. Like after like having this ceremony with me, you are, it's, yeah, whether you're doing, maybe you're doing like some sort of retreat or some sort of experience. It might be some sort of experience, right? That you're stepping into. And it's incredibly powerful. Like the energy of this is so powerful. You're helping people to see themselves and everything around them, but it's very outside the box. Like it might be a little like something that's a little taboo or unknown. People don't know a lot about what it is that you do. It's feeling like very esoteric for a lot of you. Might be some sort of like secret ritual. This is so weird. Okay, show me pile number 4, please. Show me more about this, please. High Priestess. So it's sacred knowledge. Some sort of like sacred knowledge that you have. You're helping people develop their intuition, maybe. Like after working with you, they're cracked wide open. However you're doing this. I don't know how you're going about doing this, but it's like completely shifting people's frequency, people's abilities. It might be like unlocking spiritual abilities in them like quickly. Got the Queen of Swords energy in the reverse. Now this is something that's harsh, right? It's harsh. So it's like jarring, or it's let's keep going. So we have the Judge. This one says poetic justice. Show me this one, please. I don't know exactly how you're doing this, and I'd love to know. If you'd love to share this in the comments, if you know what this is in regards to your pile, I would love to know exactly what I'm tapping into here, because this is like people who are in despair, who are feeling disconnected, and negativity. There's some form of negativity. It like, to an outsider, it may seem like what you're doing is negative, right? And this is kind of similar, like when I work with clients, some clients want to work with me on their shadow aspects. Now, when I point, if people say to me, I want to go into my shadows, I will point out their shadows, and it can be quite jarring, and I don't hold back, and I give it to them in a way that is quite jarring if they've asked specifically to work on shadow aspects, right? Because I have an ability to see shadows within people quite easily. It's like, it's jarring because you're pointing out either people's unfulfilled potential, or you're pointing out where they're losing things, or it's like you're pointing something out and it seems negative, right? You might be dealing with people's trauma, past wounds, things like that, that it's like you might be pointing out people's negative behaviors, or where they've not progressed in a particular area, but it's like whatever it is, it's like it instantly shifts their energy to one where they maybe previously couldn't see it, and now they're experiencing optimism, confidence. It's not in the normal way that we would normally deal with healing these type of things, is the way that it's coming through. Then we have Jumbie. This is the Tower energy, and it says total disruption. And that's what you're doing. You're disrupting a pattern, but you're doing it in a way that's jarring. Show me more about this Tower energy, please. So you're pointing, so something that people are avoiding, unseen information. You're extracting hidden information. You're clearing out confusion. People who are 1 foot in, 1 foot out of their healing journey, it's like, again, I keep thinking of like ayahuasca, where it's like you see yourself and things like that. I'm sure that you're not all, ayahuasca practitioners, but it's giving that kind of energy of like, drink this and you will never be the same again, or something like that, And the Wheel of Fortune, it's completely shifting, adjusting, changing people and their way of the cycles that they've been repeating. It's breaking them out of past patterns. It's jarring, it's disrupting, and I feel like there's going to be a lot of like people, if they know what it is that you're doing, but then again, it is the unknown. So I feel like you might be sought out by specific people, or it's like secretive, or not a lot of people know about it. They don't know that you have these services available or that you can do this. It's giving like exorcism. Oh, that's a bit dramatic, but you know what I mean? Like, show me more about this, please. I just heard mentalist. For some of you, like some sort of mentalist, right? That's only like one person, I feel like. So you've got the Hierophant in the reverse and the Four of Wands in the reverse. So this is like going against people's like learned behaviors, the things that they've learned from their family, the patterns. It's disrupting certain patterns in something that it's causing complete instability in patterns. So it might be awakening them to like certain belief systems that they have. Like, I do that sometimes in my work where it's like, here's the shadow, here's the wound, here's the pattern, here's the cycle that you need to break. And sometimes people go, damn, like, you're 100% right. Like, I've never looked at it like that before. And then they come back and they're like, to have you break it down makes so much sense to me, and I've completely switched my life around. So it might be like something like that. The Tower again. This one says total destruction. Destruction of old foundations, disaster, trauma, chaos, radical shift, revelations and awakening. Whatever it is, you're moving people through it. So you're like, I no longer, so they're receiving it as, I no longer identify with this previous version of self. I want to know more about you, pile number 4. If you're a pile number 4, share with me how you're doing this, because this is wild. It's kind of exciting. Because I can see you're absolutely healing people, but in such a way that it's chaotic. Show me any final advice for pile number 4. So you have people who are not ready to face up to what is happening. They're holding on to stress. They're not accepting endings. And they're needing to trust that everything is happening for a reason. They're still carrying around pain and they need to release it inside, but you're instantly releasing that pain. You're instantly showing them what they're not able to see, what they're not able to face up to. And it can be like confronting is the way that you're doing it. Then you have reputation. You are going to achieve significant professional accomplishments, earn recognition. That's that star energy. I feel like you're going to be very well known for doing this, because this is something that people wouldn't do. Now, I'm actually drawn to the fact that on this card, it actually says public scrutiny. Now, this hasn't come out that way, but this is what it reads in the reverse. But you're going to excel in this chosen field. You're going to get a lot of recognition, but because of the way that you're doing things, because of the way that you're exposing certain things, and it's so jarring and uncomfortable what it is that you're doing to just like the normal person that's not seeking you out for your services. This one says you will face criticism from others and people trying to give you a negative public image, right? So it's like you're going to face people that do not like what it is that you're doing, you know. It's like I've also seen these like a certain healing thing, like they keep showing me these people. I've seen like ads for it and things like that where I don't know exactly what it is. I think it's some sort of like somatic breathing exercise, and people are just in a room and they're healing trauma and they're like screaming. Like it's giving that like kind of energy where it's like they're releasing this built up emotion and trauma and things like that, and they're screaming. Or the people that do, I don't know if you've seen, they like scrape their muscles and skin in certain areas and they're just screaming and screaming, and it looks like intense, it looks jarring, but it's incredibly healing for those that are willing to participate. So you're going to receive incredible accolades for the work that you're doing here. This is giving fame. And I don't necessarily think you're doing it for that. You're not doing it for the fame, but it sort of comes along with it, because this gift that you have, that you are aligning with in the future, and I feel like you've already started to align with it. You know that you have this ability. You know that you can point out people's shadows. You know that there's something like, you know, you ruffle feathers or you shift something in people. And it's like you're embracing that side of yourself. You're going to gain incredible recognition and satisfaction for the work that you do. And because it's like, the way that I'm receiving this energy is so intense. It's like no other, what it is that you do. You are completely shifting people. You're healing people in an instant. It's incredible, incredible energy. Again, pile number 4, if you know what this is, or you'd like to let me in on a little bit more tea about how you're doing this, how you're shifting people, or what this is, I'd love to know in the comments section. Much love to you. Also, if you'd like to book a personalized reading with me, a link is in the description box. Much love.